Hello and welcome back to Minecraft on Nyxus Gaming. Now, you might notice right away that we are on the title screen here, and it is not going to be any modded episode. We aren't in the all the mods launcher here. There's no mod options anywhere on here. But we're also not going to be doing anything in Deseus today. We open up single player. You may notice I have a couple other worlds here. And if you've watched my videos, you may have realized I'm done with Fallout New Vegas, and I've started a brand new series for The Witcher. So I figured, just like we did when we started New Vegas, I'd download a Minecraft map for The Witcher, and we'd do a little exploring on that. Now I have two of them here. If we have time, we'll jump into Beauclair, but I'm mainly going to be exploring Kaer Morhen here, which we've already been through. It was featured in the prologue of The Witcher 1, which I've already uploaded the whole prologue, so you guys should have an idea of what you're looking at here. That being said, this world here is actually based off of Kaer Morhen from The Witcher 3. Let's go ahead and get rid of these. That way we have a clear inventory. We do have an elytra on us starting off, and I noticed earlier it's kind of cool. I didn't realize the elytra changed its texture if you had a cape on. I really like that, because that's the elytra. If I take the elytra off, that's my cape, so it kind of models itself after the cape. That's cool. But anyways, this one is based off Kaer Morhen in The Witcher 3. Which isn't just Kaer Morhen, it's a big, massive surrounding area here. With tall mountains, different valley passages, a river. So there's going to be a lot of stuff here that you guys might not recognize if you haven't played The Witcher 3. There's some stuff that I don't really recognize either, because I'm going to be honest, I've played through The Witcher 1 and 2 a good bit, but I only played through The Witcher 3 just to kind of beat it and experience it. I didn't do a lot of the extra stuff. So I don't remember a whole lot of it. But I figured we'd just start off with the parts that we know from the first game here. Now if you remember, the first game opened up, it was Geralt being chased through the woods by something. I don't think it actually showed what it was, so I don't want to spoil it. But he was being chased, he passed out, and then suddenly he was being brought along this path here by his Witcher friends to Kaer Morhen. It shows them crossing the little shallow fjord here. I think that's what this is called, a ford, something like that. Something that horses can just easily walk across in the river. They show it in the game. And they continue up the path, have a nice chat, before they finally get to the fortress of Kaer Morhen here. Now you might notice some different things in here because again it is based off The Witcher 3, so it's not going to be completely accurate. But I'll point out what's from The Witcher 1, like right here, this is the bridge to get in. If you remember, there were some salamander guys right under it plotting to break in, and then they come across here and who is it? It's not Eskel, it's Lambert that's standing here, and he just kind of turns around and runs into the courtyard here to warn everyone. This is the courtyard where everyone was training, and that's the main gate there. So yeah, you get into the big fight here in the courtyard, fight them off, they bring the Frightener in, and everyone kind of retreats up the walkway here, up to this gate over here, where they kind of split up. That's where you split up from the rest of the group. But before we go in there, I do want to point out this little bit here. This is from The Witcher 3, and I do actually somewhat remember it. There's a part of The Witcher 3 where you're playing as Ciri when she was younger, and she was being trained here at the Witcher Fortress. And you have to run through like this big scaffolding bit as kind of like a tutorial thing, I guess. But basically, I think she's racing to the courtyard from up here. So she runs around all through here, drops down, keeps running across all the wood bits, through down here, across, and she just keeps running down until she gets back to this courtyard area here. Also, I see you there, buddy. You're not a witcher. Get out of here. But yeah, so that part's definitely from The Witcher 3, and I do recognize it. But you get to this part in The Witcher 1, I don't think this was open at all, so this is new, or just kind of an ad-lib into the build. But yeah, at this point, you're just playing as Geralt alone. None of your friends are with you. You gotta run up, and you gotta get around to the upper courtyard and open this gate here. So I think the path you take through the game, you'll run up here, up these stairs, turn around and go up these stairs, I think. This part wasn't accessible in the game either, but you like run across here, keep going. I don't think you get down over here because this is where everyone else is fighting, I think. They're fighting right outside the gate before you let them in. But you run across here, and then there's the cutscene where he's running up these steps and it all collapsed. It's already collapsed here. So it's basically what I'm trying to get at here is it's a pretty accurate build from what I've seen. Pretty accurate, and it looks really nice. Nothing's too small. This is the courtyard where I think you fight the Frightener. You don't see the bells or anything. I guess they aren't there in The Witcher 3, but yeah, you come down here, you open the gate there, everyone's together. And then you get sent back inside to go into the lab. Now this is where the build starts differing a little bit. Now I do not have it on peaceful, so there will be monsters around, so don't mind them. But this is where it starts to differ because it looks like they did the inside of this to where it isn't ruined. Like this is maybe what it looked like before the fortress was attacked in the first place. Because, you know, when we get here in The Witcher 1, it's already in ruins. There's like a big thing. You can watch it on Netflix. It's an animated series that shows Vesemir as a younger Witcher, and he has to defend this fortress from a bunch of monsters with all the other Witchers, and it's pretty good. It shows how the whole place got ruined. But that being said, this doesn't look ruined at all. I mean, it looks really nice, don't get me wrong, but it looks nothing like either of the games it appears in. So that's why I have a suspicion they wanted to build it to where it wasn't ruined before the attack. I also noticed these. There's a snake on that wall. I really like that design. And there's a fox over here. If we go over here, there's a... I think that's just an old man witcher. I'm not sure otherwise. So I don't know about that one, but I don't know if there's a snake school of witchers and a fox school of witchers. I know there are other schools. The main one that Geralt's a part of is the wolf school. But I don't know if there's a snake or a fox. And if there isn't, I have no idea why they would choose those. But hey, if you guys know, maybe you can let me know. But yeah, in the game, you come in here. This is the big kitchen area, the dining area, I guess. They have all this built up now, and you'll come through these doors to one of the big tower parts. But if you climb up here, you will go into, I think, this is Triss's room in the game. It's either this one or the one across that has Triss's room. I can't remember for sure. But they have this room all built up. It's pretty nice. You can't go into the upper level of the Witcher fortress. That's not built, sadly. I guess it just didn't make sense to have the castle extend out that way, maybe? I don't know. As you can see here, it's already like in the mountain, I guess. I didn't realize that before. But yeah, they don't have the upper level of the fortress built, so we'll just head on back in here. Also, they don't have the lower levels, the cave area built. You come through here and it's just a little dead end, so you can't go down, you can't find the laboratory or anything. So that's kind of sad. But I think that just about does it for the inside of the Witcher Fortress. I can show you guys the other tower too. It won't have an entrance to the upper or lower levels either. It's going to look the same. But it does have another room at the top. Here it is. And again, I don't know if this one was Triss's room or if the other one was. I can't remember exactly. But one of these two tower rooms was her room. So you can go up there. And again, you come down here. Oh, I'm going to go to the lab. No, you aren't. You are not. Unless the lab is somewhere down here, but I highly doubt that. I think the lab would have been a nice touch to add, though, honestly. It's kind of an important part of the fortress, so it would have been nice to see. Let's go ahead and head out of the fortress now and start exploring some of the outlying areas. Now, you don't really get to explore outside of the fortress in the first game, so all of this stuff out here is from the third game. And I do recognize some of it, not a whole lot. Like this fort over here I remember going to in the third game. There's something about some dead witchers or dead soldiers or something haunting the fort, and you have to deal with them. Can't remember exactly, but I do recognize that fort. You have a tower up here, just kind of outlooking everything. One thing I did notice, I thought this lake here was a lot larger than it actually is. But I mean, it still looks good. It still looks good like that, so I'm not going to complain, really. There's some ruins dotted around here. Let's get down so you can get a better look. There are monsters everywhere out here. But yeah, you got some ruins just dotted around, ruined towers, a ruined bridge over here, kind of ruined. This here, I love this. This is a really nice touch because they show it in the first game. Spoilers ahead if you haven't watched the first two videos. It happens in the first video. So if you haven't watched that and you don't want spoilers, skip ahead maybe 2 or 3 minutes or so. Alright. So they show this at the end of the prologue, but you can't really exactly pinpoint where it is really. You just see the fort somewhere in the distance, but they included it here and it's really nice. It is Leo's funeral pyre here, which is really nice. It's I don't know, it's just something I wouldn't expect them to put in, because I don't think you see it in the third game when you're exploring everywhere around here in The Witcher 3. I don't think you see it anywhere. But it is here in this build, so that's like really cool. I love it. Okay. I really love that. I think the next area I want to go to, I mean, I'll follow down this river a bit, because I know you can go down here in the game. I just don't remember a whole lot about what's down here. I know there's a cave down here you can go into. He did do some caves here and there. So we can go in here. He has the cobblestone walls as stalactites here, because this was before the dripstone was added into Minecraft. There's a big, massive cave room here. And I'm sure you fight something in here in the game, but I can't really remember what you fight. Hopefully I can find my way out of here. There we go. So yeah, that's an idea of what the caves look like around here. If we keep following the river, I think we get to this point here where there's just really, yeah, just a dead end. Nothing special over here. I don't know if there's something here in the game or not. This is making me want to play The Witcher 3, like a whole lot. I mean, I'm going to be playing more of The Witcher 1 after this. I'm going to go ahead and knock out the first chapter. But all of this surrounding stuff is making me want to play The Witcher 3 as well. You got some more ruins over here just randomly out in the riverside. The next area that I'll show off, it's going to be over here, I believe. Gonna try and remember stuff about this area. Got some ruined wall areas. This leads up to the fort. That's how you get up to the fort, that path there. But this leads through like a big valley area through here. And I think at the end of it, there's a small cave with like forges and stuff in it. Like someone was hiding out in it at one point. Like right over here, maybe. Yeah, I see fire. Maybe. A lot of creepers and skeletons. Yeah, you see like different furniture and tables and chests and stuff, an anvil. I want to say in the game there were a bunch of forges and stuff. Maybe a golem was in here. I want to say a golem or something of the sort was hiding in here that you had to kill. And of course there was obviously someone else in here before that, but you do have to go in there and kill a golem or something, so I somewhat remember that. And the last area that I'm going to show off is actually back behind the fortress over here. I do remember there was a quest in the game where you had to go to the same area. I'm sorry. You had to go to the same area they sent everyone for like the third trial of the Witchers. Because they have 3 trials to fully become a Witcher. The first one is I can't remember what it's called, but basically it's eating all the right stuff, doing intense training, basically building up the muscle mass in the body that you want for a Witcher. And then the second trial is the trial of the grasses, where they start giving you all the herbs and the mutation stuff. They start that. I think that's the one that only 4 out of 10 people survive. And the third one in the game, I guess they tell you to go find this thing somewhere in this direction. I can't remember what the thing was. But you come down here behind the fortress, you take this lake route across. I can't remember if you can ride the boat or not. You take it across, there are different ruins and stuff around you can poke into. Up there, back there. And you get over... There's another big ruin right here. You get somewhere. Is it over here? Do you go through the cave? I didn't think you went through a cave. Let me just follow through here real quick. No, that just goes in a circle and spits me back out. Okay. Where's the way up? Is it up here? Do you just kind of climb up? What's this down here? Is that it? No, that's just a tree. I swear there's like an actual path up here somewhere. Maybe if I work backwards a little bit. Down through here. Oh, does this actually go into that cave I was just at? Maybe. Yeah, okay, it does. So you do go through that cave, you work your way up here. I didn't notice that. But yeah, there's this big path you gotta take up through to redo this third trial. You get up here, I think right around here you have to deal with some stone golems. Or rock monsters. They're rock monsters. And you can deal with them peacefully. They're rock trolls. They're rock trolls. I remember now. Yeah, there's like 2 of them. And they're very stupid, as all trolls are. But you get past them and you head up here. And you get something right up here on this altar. I can't remember what. But that's the quest. You go through that whole path and get up here. So it's nice that they redid all that too. This is a very accurate map, from what I can tell. Even though I can't remember everything, it is very accurate. So I really like this map. Everything looks amazing. I really like Kaer Morhen, even though the inside is different and they didn't add some stuff. I really like it. Overall, I think I'd give this map a 9 out of 10. Everything you see here is just about perfect in my eyes. It's just missing a few extra things that I would have wanted to see in here. But other than that, it's pretty much perfect. So I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. If you want to explore it any further, I'm going to have the link to it in the description down below. But for now, I think we're done exploring. I'll leave the rest to you guys. We're going to go ahead and go into that other world, Beauclair, which is another Witcher 3 map. It's for the DLC for Witcher 3. And you go to another country in that DLC called Toussaint, and it's very different from the one you're from. It's very different from all the northern kingdoms, really. It looks a lot nicer, a lot friendlier, and everything. But basically, this map just includes the castle from that area. Just the main castle. It doesn't include the town around it or any of the surrounding area. It's just the castle. It starts you off way down here for some reason. And the actual castle is way up here, so we'll have to make our way up to it. You get an idea on some of the architecture. I think the color palette they used for this is very accurate from what I remember. And kind of the architecture looks really nice too. It does definitely remind me of the DLC from the game. Now, I don't know what this building is supposed to be. It's obviously some kind of chapel or church type thing, but I don't know what it is in the game. If it's actually from the game or not, but it's there. You head over, you get another one of these things here with another map. We're right about here now. And the path kind of diverges here. Both paths will lead to the castle right there. Really nice castle. It looks great from afar. You'll never see anything looking that good in my world. Never. But yeah, to Beauclair Palace. And this one, to Beauclair Palace via bridges. So they both head to the palace. I think we're going to take this route, though. Because all that one's going to do is just going to take us by a couple of towers on our way in. You see here, you got a bridge. You got, like, the main bridge over here that we can check out. I like how the bridge looks with the supports into water and everything. Turned out really good. Cross over and you're in the main palace area now. You got the horse stables right up front. And it's I don't know how to describe this. It's like a tiered palace. Like a Tinas Mirith from Lord of the Rings, kind of. Except it's not built into the mountainside. It's built into one. It's like Disney Castle. How Disney Castle is raised up in the center, but lower at the edges. That's the best way I can describe it, probably. But yeah, you'll follow the paths up around here. Slowly getting higher, go through there. Into the main, like, central area here. You see a big kind of insignia on the ground here. B for Beauclair, Beauclair Palace. I really love this here. This looks really nice. I like the mix of the stairs and the upside down stairs and the slabs, and it just looks really nice to me. Now, I would probably mess that up and start trying to add in glass, and it just wouldn't look right. But that looks good. That looks great. Now, they did do the interior as well. I don't have a whole lot to say about the interior, because I don't remember a whole lot of it being explorable in the actual game. So I'm not sure if this is totally accurate or not. But I mean, it looks nice. I think my main complaint, granted, they went off of how the game looks, so it's not really their fault. But the palace itself is really kind of squished, I guess, on the inside. Like, the outside looks massive, but the inside is kind of restrained to these just very thin wall areas. It's like the palace insides were built into the walls of the palace. So you don't get really any big rooms or anything. You just get the kind of hallways everywhere. Which, yeah, that's probably my biggest complaint, but I mean, it still looks amazing. I really like how this build looks. Got a little watch area here, a gazebo at the edge of the palace here. You got little gates like that that look really good built into the towers here. Just everything looks really amazing about this. Also, if you see in my builds, when I'm trying to slant up the roof and make it more of a point, this is what I'm going for. And I think looking at this, I realize what I'm doing wrong. Like, to make this look right, you gotta have multiple, like, things in a row. Multiple of the same length in a row. If you don't, it's just gonna look terrible. Like, one thing's jutting out way too much. So I think in the future, I'm gonna try designs more like that when I'm slanting my builds. Pointing them out. But yeah, that's about all I have to say for Beauclair here. Again, very amazing build. Looks great. I'm not going to blame them for not wanting to do the town or everything else. They just did the castle or the palace. Did a few walkways, but I can't confirm if those are original to the game or not. Those might just be visual things added in. They didn't try and do anything else is my point. So they didn't leave anything half finished. It's a build all about this palace. And I'm fine with that. And it looks great. They built it into the natural Minecraft landscape, which is even more amazing because I hate working with that. I always try and use flat worlds or worlds that I've made beforehand. So kudos to them for actually using that to their advantage. And making it look like it actually fit into the landscape too. That's really amazing. Really. Everything about this build I love. I don't think it's missing anything in particular. I might have to give this one a 10 out of 10 maybe. I don't know. Is it really perfect, guys? Yeah, I mean, they don't have a whole bunch of just flat surfaces about. They have a bunch of diagonal stuff, which throws shadows around and gets rid of the flat surfaces. Really nice, whatchamacallit design there. I like the bee in the center. I like the tiers. A great color palette. I guess, I mean, they could add stuff around on these flat surfaces to build it, or fill it in better. But other than that, I really can't think of anything that would make this better without making it unoriginal to the game. You know what, I'll give it a 9.5 just because I think they could fill in these better, maybe. 9.5 out of 10, final answer. Even better than Kaer I guess. Although personally I like Kaer better because it's bigger and there's a lot more to explore. But as a build focused on just this palace, this gets a 9.5 out of 10. I like it. I think that's going to include this week's episode of Minecraft. Next week, I'm going to have another exploration video for you guys for another world that I already have downloaded. It's down here. I'm not going to show what it is because I haven't uploaded any videos about that game yet. But next week, yeah, we won't be jumping into Deseus. We won't be going back into mystical agriculture. We'll be jumping into another world to explore. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.